Good night, listeners. We're back in touch. There's been a lot going on this week. I'll try to tell you everything. Well, let's start with the not-so-good news. Jack Vernon's clothes were found all in the same places. Neither the gun nor the body was found, but in a remote area of the forest, a cave was found quite deep and large. People who have already been to similar caves say that they can stretch for tens or even hundreds of kilometers. Therefore, there is a possibility that there is a whole system of caves under our city. It's important to mention that human remains were found in the cave. The police suspect that these are some of those who disappeared earlier, but without expertise they cannot claim. What we know about the location of the cave at this point is that it is located 3 hours from the reserve, which is not very close. But in the cave itself a bonfire and rock paintings were found. Regarding caves, not far from the Red Trail in the reserve, tourists found a karst crater. Yes, I know why you thought we didn't have sinkholes here. However, in light of the recent information about the cave, it is likely that our town is not in the best city. Oh, about the tourists. The Lazo Brothers Travel Agency invites you to incredibly picturesque tours through majestic mountains, picturesque and quiet forests, untamed rivers. Equipment and support can be obtained from them, so don't delay, make yourself a real vacation. Speaking of tours and tourists, this is an incredible season to visit our preserve. But the sheriff's department reminds us that there are wild animals there. So don't go to the forest alone. It is important to remember that you may encounter bears, cougars, and recently wolves. They will not pose a threat to you if there are several of you, and you should also not stray from the roots. By the way, for the animals, as reported in the previous broadcast. And it came true, packs of wolves were spotted on the outskirts of the city. You definitely won't confuse them with coyotes. They are much larger. No attacks on people were recorded. However, dogs began to disappear from the yards. Regarding the incident on the river with the caught mutant, the local authorities decided to keep this incident quiet. However, local residents held a rally in front of the Capitol building. A 3-hour picket that gathered more than 300 residents yielded no results, except for the sheriff, who tried to assure people that everything was fine and there was no reason for concern. The authorities did not react to this. As for the bear that sneaks into houses, it got the nickname Cannibal Calvo. It was captured on a surveillance camera of one of the houses near the forest. The person who told this wished to remain anonymous, but to that house in the morning. Literally 10 minutes after the video was posted, a black-tinted Cadillac arrived without license plates with unknown people in business suits. It seems strange to me. Maybe it's not as simple as it seems, as an eyewitness reported.
Damn, it wasn't a bear. It had no fur, a short snout, and bulging yellow eyes. If you find such bears, I will eat my boots. It was 4 to 5 meters tall on its hind legs, had teeth the size of knives. Of course, no one talked about this creature. It was impossible to survive after it.
These were the words of an eyewitness. There was another case regarding animals. A local farmer went to pasture with his cattle. At some point his dog started barking loudly, after which he heard a whistle, and something healthy flying past him. Managed to fall to the ground, and when he got up, he saw a cow rising into the sky. He saw a creature resembling an eagle, but it did not fly. It had 4 legs and a brown color. As he said, it was very similar to a griffin, a mythical creature. Some call it crazy. However, no bird known to us can lift a cow into the air, which is very disturbing. And now for the really good stuff. Our sheriff's department exposed an underground lab. On the territory of one of the abandoned warehouses, a large amount of illegal substances was seized, and a group of 10 people was arrested. But the question remains open to whom they sold the goods, who exactly supplied the raw materials. This is the beginning of a major investigation, with many questions that need to be answered. This night we will be able to see the northern lights, and what is even more incredible is that for the next 3 nights we will be able to observe a shooting star. Perhaps such a coincidence of natural phenomena is extremely rare, but we are the ones who will be lucky enough to see it with our own eyes. Forecasters also report that heavy rain with strong gusts of wind is possible from Wednesday. They have issued a yellow level of danger for citizens and are asking them not to leave their buildings unless absolutely necessary. Emergency services will be on high alert during this period. There is a possibility of power outages in certain areas, so if you have generators, you need to stock up on fuel. According to preliminary forecasts, the so-called storm will last 6 days. Sleep well, take care of yourself and your loved ones. See you again on our night broadcast.